Today we've got TJ Denzer in the house to discuss the Xbox Partner Showcase and a bunch of October news. But not before we play a little game called UFO Shifty. Can the crew determine which of the games, I say aloud, are found in UFO 50, or if I made them up with my cleverness? You'll have to listen to find out. I promised a big story time, and big it is. The Xbox Partner Showcase, we've got a few stories out of that one, including Chronos and Subnautica 2. Then it's on to other news such as Shackpets version 2, it's here. A first-party Shack news release, very cool. Download it on your app store of choice today. Analogue 3D pre-orders begin. Metaphor and Silent Hill 2 selling very well. A brand new patch for Hades 2. Stalker 2 preview. Life is Strange double exposure. We've got a preview. We've even got a preview for Phantom Blade Zero. And some news out of the Disco Elysium team. What are they up to? A number of reviews including Unknown 9, Starfield Shattered Space, Super Mario Party Jamboree, and Neva. Oh, and an actual review for UFO 50. Don't worry, Asif nor TJ was responsible for this one, so they are going in pretty blind for our fun game. Anyway, those are the topics for today, and I hope you enjoy the show. We're going to kick it off right now. Thanks for listening. Here we go.
I don't have anything prepared for a cold open today.
Let's see. Anything happening with the Browns? You want to talk about how boring Microsoft was, or?
That's a tough one. Choosing on shitting on the Browns or shitting on Microsoft.
Yeah. Which of my favorite things shall I do today?
I mean, the Browns are pretty easy to shit on.
Okay.
So they traded away their best wide receiver this week to the Buffalo Bills. This was the guy that earlier in the offseason, Amari Cooper, they were trying to trade for a disgruntled wide receiver from San Francisco, Brandon Ayuk, and Amari Cooper's name was thrown around. He's been like one of the best performing Browns for the last 2 years on their offense. So, you know, in typical Jimmy Haslam, owner of the Browns form, he pissed off one of their best players by trying to trade for someone else, which is exactly what happened with Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield 4 years ago. So it's not surprising to see this happen, but, you know, it's just another example of it sucking, that team sucking, that organization sucking. And, they lost. They're also the only NFL team in the entire season to not score at least 20 points in a game. So they have a $230 million guaranteed contract for a quarterback, and they are the worst offense in the league. So, and they just traded away their best player.
Not looking good for the Browns.
Nope. But on the other side, the running back Nick Chubb is back from a horrific knee injury, and he wrote a very nice letter in the Players Tribune thanking the fans of Cleveland for sticking with him during his injury. So, you know, that's the yin and yang of Cleveland sports right there.
Well, that's nice. We like that.
Can't wait for Jimmy Haslam to trade that guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone loves him, right?
That's right. That's how it works.
Anyway, I think that'll serve for a cold open.
Yeah, good. Thanks for the update. Appreciate that.
Yep. No problem. Back to you, Leroy Bickerstaff.
All you, dog.
It's Shack Together in America on the internet. If this is your first time joining us, Shack Together is a Shack News video game podcast featuring myself, Asif Khan, co-ghost John Benyamine, who is not here right now, but that doesn't mean he isn't haunting this Discord at this very moment. Our producer Joe Stasio is here.
Hello.
And senior news editor for Shack News, TJ Denzer is joining us.
Hey.
Welcome, TJ. Yeah, we're fresh off the Xbox Partner Showcase coverage. Like, we literally just walked out of that into this recording session. But first, gotta ask you the question that we ask everyone who joins us, TJ. What have you been playing lately?
So I just finished reviewing Silent Hill 2 remake last week. That was a shockingly good game. Like, I was among the people that were coming into this with caution because I didn't know what to expect. I believe in Bloober Team. Like, I like Layers of Fear, but I also didn't like Blair Witch.
Yeah, that was bad.
So I've had mixed history with them. I knew they were capable of good things, but like a lot of people were really nervous about this because Silent Hill 2 is a legendary game. And happy to say they improved on the original where it needed to be improved on. Like the combat, so much better. Like the original's combat is just sluggish and disjointed and aged like milk.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing could be said of the character acting in that game. Like it's not just the animations being stiff because it was a 2001 game. It was like the characters felt robotic in their line delivery, and it was more of like the content of the game that made it that much more impactful. So these characters in the remake, they actually feel like real people, and they like emote properly, and like Bluebird did such a good job on like their facial animations when they're talking their lines and speaking with each other. Like the twitches in James' face when he's uncomfortable with something are like really, they're small details, but they make the characters feel alive where they didn't in the original. So I was over the moon for that game. I thought it was an amazing remake, and I scored it at a 9 out of 10. I'm still playing it to get some of the other endings because there's 8 of them, including like 2 that weren't in the original. So still working on that. I also
TJ, before you get off the Silent Hill topic, I am perennially scared of everything, but I have fond memories of Silent Hill 2 when I was a kid. Am I going to be incapable of making progress because this looks horrifying, or will nostalgia win out and can I get through this?
The fear factor in this game is strong. Like one of the best parts of Bluebird Team has always been that they're amazing at environmental design and atmosphere, and they've made the best version of Silent Hill, the town, yet. Like it feels alive and just watching you and creepy at all times. And when monsters like come out, the mixture of the music coming up, the radio static, and then coming into contact with these things, they're like, I mentioned it in my review. Ammo is super sparse in this game, but it's also super risky to go in melee, and that makes it even more like it. You feel that choice, and it feels more like, oh God, what am I going to do? Am I going to waste my resource? Am I going to save my bullets, or am I going to risk getting hit? And it builds that dread even more. So yeah, Very scary game.
Yikes. Okay, maybe I won't. Thank you.
Nice. What else are you playing?
Yeah, so like I'm not going to spend as much on this because I'm only just dipping my toes in so far. But Metaphor ReFantazio. Donovan loved the heck out of this game, and he's kind of like become... Donovan is kind of my go-to resources to whether or not a turn-based RPG is worth my time, because he is a massive Dragon Quest fan, massive old-school RPG fan, and he knows his way around that stuff. We like a lot of our Shack News stuff goes to him for that. And he said that this is coming up as, like, it's on the short list for his Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And I jumped in there, and man, how awesome is Atlas at apparently handling a fantasy fiction setting? I'm really enjoying the early hours of this game, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. I'm playing it too. It's I really like Persona 5 Royal. And I think Donovan mentioned it on last podcast, Joe, where it's like there's so many quality of life improvements in this game that I don't know if I want to go back to Persona after this. Like,
yikes. Is that good or bad though?
For Metaphor, it's really
for Metaphor,
good.
It's good. Yeah.
It means that I think this 10 out of 10 score is very correct for this game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything that we mentioned last week, the art style is outstanding, the menu design, the music. I think something that kind of people didn't really pick up on as much is like the story. It's different, right? Because Persona is about a lot of like corrupt people, but like you go inside of their minds almost, and you kind of help them, come to some sort of realization about what they're doing is wrong. Here it's like there's an actual like thing going on with like a very bad, like there's an antagonist. You see him very early on. And like this power struggle, and like it's it's funny that it's set in a fantasy world, TJ, but at the same time, it's more realistic than the Persona series.
Yeah, you got this guy that is like clearly horrible, step up and straight up say to everybody, your old kingdom sucked. Now I'm going to make a new one, and if you don't join it, I'm going to kill you. And
Man,
it's like,
does that not sound like America in 2024?
A little bit.
Oh, that's all I'm saying. There's that, and also just this undertone of like racism. The main character is looked down upon because of his race, and you see that early on when you get to like the first town, how people react to him when like bad things happen early on, how they blame him, even though he's the one who ends up saving everybody. That's not really a spoiler, but just like, yeah, I think the early on, I'm impressed by the storytelling. I'm impressed by how the environment helps tell the story. That character more and the book in the game that's featured,
right?
I think is really interesting. When you start the game, how it asks you your name and then it asks you the name of the protagonist, I think's kind of interesting, right? Like normally you just name the character in a game, right? Mm-hmm. But in this, you're identifying yourself and your character. So I think that kind of sets up an interesting precedent for what this game is. And I named my character Switch 2, and it's hilarious. Like the amount of times like they're like, I hope you live up to these expectations, Switch 2. I'm like, that's perfect. Like just the amount of times in conversation that like it just perfectly works. So
that's
if
fun.
you haven't done it, you too could name your character in metaphor Switch 2.
Do it.
So I've had fun doing that. I love that game, man. It's really, really good. That balance of being able to like sneak up on enemies and beat their ass before, like getting the jump on enemies before it goes into turn-based is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like
the killing enemies that are weaker than you if you fight them in the overworld. Like that's just a wonderful time saver.
Yeah. And but even the loop of the turn-based gameplay is not a very long thing. So you can like get in and out of a battle pretty quickly. The archetypes are cool. I like how they're introducing, the personas of this game, the archetypes. I think Moore is a very cool character, and that, I don't know what that is. It's like it's not a library.
It's the not Velvet Room.
Academia.
Yeah. That's a cool place in the game. And I'm interested to see where it goes from here. But yeah, I haven't had a chance. I like kind of dove into it over the weekend, and then it's been this balance for me of playing other games alongside of it. But yeah, I really, really like it. It's.
Do you know where it went from this is a pretty good Atlas game to this is maybe the best Atlas game for me? Is when I realized that every single time you unlock they're called archetypes in this game, but they're basically job classes. Not only do they affect your skills and spells on a character, but they change their stats and equipment as well. So they're basically like job classes. But
also, that skill tree is insane.
Huge.
Like, have you seen that thing, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
That is the craziest looking skill tree I've ever seen. I was like, oh, I'm going to be here for...
Where it went to 11 for me was when I realized that every time that you unlock an archetype with a character, you don't have to go back to Academia to activate it. You can just equip that job class on that character in the regular menu like it's a sword.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like so nice to just be able to just swap those out so easily.
Yep. And the progression of each, it's great. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say other than I really dig the gameplay loop. I think the story is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And, even like characters like the fairy are written very well. I'm trying to remember her name. Is it Gallica? I can't remember. Yeah.
I love that her power is just straight up MP3 player.
Yeah. Yeah, she literally is. She's the soundtrack for the game. Yeah, I think it's quirky and cool, and yeah, I'm excited to keep playing it. Really digging it. Have you been playing anything else, DJ? Those are two chunky games right there.
Yeah, those are about it right now.
That's cool. Joe, what on earth are you playing?
Wow. What a great question.
I'm trying to read what you're playing here.
Well, I gave you a hyperlink there in case in case you had any interest in seeing what the heck this crazy word refers to. TJ, have you heard of pseudo regalia?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, I think I've seen this. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it actually seems to have a little bit of a following. I thought I was being a little more indie writing this down, but yeah, it's taken off in a small way, at least.
Mm-hmm.
It is a Metroidvania with the trappings of Super Mario 64. That's my quick opinion, having played about an hour.
Isn't like one of the gimmicks is like the character is moving at a slower frame rate than the game?
Yes, that is happening. It seems like all of the
enemies and
characters. Yeah,
but like the actual, it's like a 60 FPS game with like slower frame rate 3D models, I think.
Yes,
I
that's
remember
right.
This.
I don't remember that being a press beat, but I guess it is kind of unique, right? Like
it sticks
Spider-Man
out for
2
that
does
reason.
That. Yeah. Well, funny enough, frame rate commentary is relevant here because this is one of the only games I've actually been able to use the 90 hertz on my Steam Deck with.
Oh, okay.
So it's nice to see this thing runs. It's very low res, so it's not surprising, but it runs really, really well on Steam Deck. So I imagine it runs well on everything. But anyway, the game is it is a 3D Metroidvania, and there is combat, melee combat, but it's pretty downplayed. It really is a platform. It's a 3D platformer, and I mentioned Super Mario 64 in particular, not just because of the visuals, which are like right off the N64. It's obviously intentionally harkening back to that, but also the style of platforming, where Super Mario 64 really is about that abstract hopping from platform to platform there's not really a lot of design intention other than for it to be fun. Mm-hmm. As in, like, the jumping in Super Mario 64, the levels don't always look like anything, right? There are gauntlets that are gauntlets for the sake of being gauntlets, and that's kind of how this world is. Like, nothing really makes sense. Like, why is there a platform floating in midair kind of thing? So if that bothers you, steer clear. It's all very abstract, but it's fun, and moving around is really fun. I think it's really impressive how good it feels, because it seems like it's made by like maybe one person. I didn't research it heavily.
It's a small dev. If it's not one person, it's a lot. It's very few people. I remembered where I saw this. This was featured during Awesome Games Done Quick 2024. So in January, this was featured, and they beat it in like 21 minutes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Must have been like clipping through walls or something.
Oh, yeah. You know how glitch runs are, especially like a game like this. All the Mario runners were like, ooh, let me check this out. So yeah, I've watched this game be played all the way through, albeit hastily. But yeah, it's just like once you see it, you don't really forget it. It's just funny. I didn't remember the name of the game, but like the minute I saw it, I was like, oh yeah. It's not some gorgeous art style or anything, but it's like striking.
Yes. In fact, it's like it's in some ways it's bad. Like it looks bad. It looks bad, and even right down to like it
looks like you're playing like Star Fox 64. Like level of
what
graphics.
I can't tell definitely, and what I can't tell is if some of the text on the screen is so low res that it's actually hard to read it. And I can't tell if that's intentional. Like, why is the font blurry? I don't mean pixelated. I mean blurry. That's probably not ADA compliant, for example. So I don't think that's intentional. Or if it is, that's very bold. Which I guess I applaud them for being bold. I don't know. I really like it. And you know what? It's $5.99.
No.
So
it's really interesting to see in action. It has those vibes of like a crisp Nintendo 64 3D platformer, but then in the character, I see the character just like busting out straight up Prince of Persia style, like hopping and wall running, and
adding wall running to the N64 formula is pretty cool. So there are some like modern trappings for locomotion in that game that you wouldn't have seen in an N64 game. So that's why it like feels newer when you're playing it. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool ass game, and it's like perfect for deck.
Perfect on deck. Yes, highly recommended. Go get it.
Nice.
It's cheap. Second thing I put here is I'm still playing Mario Kart 8. Now I'm back to Deluxe because you know what? The kids are on the Wii U, so I grabbed the Switch and I snuck a few. I just wanted to check out all the inspired by the Shack News ranking.
The road to the top 96. Yeah.
Yes. You put a little earworm in my head, I guess, or a brainworm, and I was like, I want to see all these tracks. It turns out like I hadn't played all the DLC. I bought them, but I hadn't played all of them. So I finally, I don't know, yesterday or the day before, beat each cup on the 200cc. So I saw credits for the DLC, which I hadn't done. So I'm glad I did that. What a great game. I actually fell out of love with Mario Kart a little bit. And I don't know, this week I just had a really good time, even just playing by myself, ironically.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think it's an excellent video game. Like, you look at what it turned into from what it was, like you having just played the Wii U version like a week ago, you're seeing this, like, it's crazy, right? How much better they made it, but at the same time,
they made it. Yeah. Yep.
It's also just funny to me that, like, whoever pitched them on, hey, what if we just port Mario Kart 8 over? That person should have like a gold statue made of them in front of Nintendo headquarters. Because, like, what I think Kart for Wii U sold like 10 million units, and
which is really good to begin with.
Yeah, because there are only 13 million Wii U's out there. Yeah, I'd say that's really good. But to turn around and just be like, yeah, we're gonna just take the same code and port it over to Switch, and it sells 65 million units.
Yep.
It kind of
they didn't phone it in, to be clear, right? Like, it's not phoned in. Like, they made it so much better. They
added those quality of life gameplay mechanics, you know, like the accessibility stuff. They also added, 48 more tracks and an actual proper battle mode with battle mode maps. Yeah, they added a lot to it. I'm not saying they didn't, but
no, sure,
they didn't make a new game either. And they made several billions of dollars off of this. But I don't know, what were some tracks that stuck out to you, if any?
Yeah, that's a great question, because one or two did. One I didn't play until a few days ago. So, I don't remember the name of it, but it was significantly underwater. It was a DLC map, and it was on the same circuit, or the same Grand Prix rather, as this is bad podcasting. I should have wrote this down. There was one that stuck out to me that was like half underwater, and that's kind of all I remember. And I finished it, and I was like, wow, that was actually very original. It was not a phoned in new map. So when I see your list, I will locate the map in question. And
so it was one of the second 46.
Yes.
Was it the one with the giant eel that you ride on the back of?
No.
Okay, good.
Though I do like that one.
Sucks.
Yeah, we hate.
I did like that one. Sure.
I wouldn't judge you for it, but that was one that we had a lot of hot debate on.
The only one I don't like, and I said this last week, is the loop, the baby, whatever it's called.
Baby Park. Everybody hates Baby Park.
Yeah, that's
except for Steve.
Huh.
I'm trying to find this for you.
Steve Tominski is a fervent Baby Park defender.
He's a Baby Park apologist, I think is the best way to describe it. Was it Piranha Plant Cove?
Let's click this up. Piranha Plant Cove.
No?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at this.
Way to interpret my gibberish. Yeah. I don't know why that clicked with me, but it did. I liked it.
I don't think it's very highly ranked for us. I'm not sure.
There was a handful of water tracks that we actually enjoyed, but I think the general consensus is a lot of them are humdrum.
Piranha Plant Cove is 82 on our list.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well,
there it is.
Hey, subjectivity, I suppose.
Yeah. And maybe it's because of the newness of it for you, but yeah, we have also been playing Mario Kart pretty religiously on stream for a few months now. So have you come across you had to have the Mario Kart Tour tracks, and how terrible are they in your opinion?
Well, you know what I don't like about the tour tracks is the
arrows.
I wasn't going to describe them that way, but yeah, it corresponds to the arrow. I never know which way to turn ahead of time.
Yeah.
And you wind up not really paying attention to the actual track, and you're just looking for red arrows. And secondly, what I don't like, and I don't know that this would be a common opinion, but I don't like the the insistence for those maps in particular to change on each lap.
Yep.
It feels
Gimmicky.
a little haphazard and gimmicky. Yeah.
Yep. It's not like there are tracks like Mount Wario where there are 3 different phases of the race, right? So each lap is essentially a phase and they're different. I like that. This is just like, oh, we had a roundabout and this time this is the way you go on the roundabout. I'm like, come on. They're just, I don't know. The more that we play the Mario Kart Tour tracks, the more I hate them. But there are some that are good. Most of them suck, though.
Sure.
I was curious what you thought of that. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, I completely agree with your criticism of those. Interesting.
Well, great. What have you been playing?
I did obviously play some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We streamed it on Friday. We are now at, we're at number 60. We've made it to number 60, which is Paris Promenade, oddly enough. And then, I've been playing some Balatro Mobile. That's still my mobile game of the year now. It's kind of shifted maybe not to being my game of the year, because, like I mentioned during TJ's section, I am also playing Metaphor ReFantazio. I do wonder if that game's name is going to make this less popular, because like people don't know what that means. Or, it's not a Persona game, so it doesn't have like the brand recognition, but hopefully, there's enough hype for the game where people will play it.
Do you think
on
the second iteration of this franchise, it'll be Metaphor : something else? As in, like, is the series Metaphor?
Or is the series ReFantazio? Yeah, I think the series
or is it
Metaphor.
Both? Yeah.
I think it's
like not instead of Persona, it's Metaphor.
I think it's probably Metaphor, but like ReFantazio is like, is it an actual word?
I don't think so.
Gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be something weirder. It is gonna be Metaphor, but they're gonna keep the re part from ReFantazio. Do things like
interesting.
Metaphor re-surreal or Metaphor re-fiction. I don't know.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too.
But yeah, I think it's like people hear that word and they're like, that sounds weird. I don't know if people hear that and like, I want to play that. But it's just very, very cursory 20,000 or 30,000 foot looking down kind of opinion on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's really cool. I do want to go back and play Persona 5, but right now these games are so freaking huge. I just want to beat one of them. I just want to actually complete one.
They tie up nicely too. Like Persona 4 paid off.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's not just like these games aren't just fun because it's cool. You get a calendar system. You get to do whatever you want. You get to date your little waifu crush. But like there's a mystery, at least in Persona 4, which is the only one I've beaten. It's like, I was like, who the heck is the murderer? And like, It was kind of cool finding out who it was,
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. And then I guess surprising nobody, I've been playing F-Zero 99.
Okay.
Gasp.
So crowd is very shocked and dismayed by this news.
Yeah.
The anniversary event is still going on. I have unlocked all 12 of the unlocks. So there's several backgrounds and several emotes. I unlocked, I want to say it's 9 emotes. Yeah. So I have all of the, actually no, more than 9. Anyway, I have all of the Samurai Goro emotes that I'd ever want in my life. I posted my pilot card to our Discord just because I want to show it off. Like, I think it's the best that's ever looked, right? I got like the 99 badge. I have the golden Samurai Goro head badge. It's on an SNES cartridge. And you'll see I'm ranked S8. This is the highest I've ever been ranked in the game. Doing very well. I had my highest I played a classic mini pre this weekend and I had my highest finish of 3rd place overall in it. I think that's the highest I've ever placed in any mini pre or Grand Prix overall. So after 3 races, I was ranked 3rd. That's pretty neat.
Congrats. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. I also have completed the Ace League Grand Prix multiple times now. So that means I've went from, if you look at what I just posted there, Mute City 4, Sandstorm 1, Big Blue 2, Sandstorm 2, and Silence 2. Silence 2 is like Sweet Jump the level. So there's like this golden path in it where you do like a triple jump and you skip like a good chunk of track in doing it. I've been able to execute it once, and then another time this weekend I tried to do it and I died. So it's like a very bold thing to do, because if you screw up, you're dying on the last track of the Grand Prix. But if you do it successfully, you're going to end up ahead of a lot of people. So I tend to play it a little safe on that level, and it's hurting me. But, down the road, I'll get better at that.
If you win that map, does that mean is it possible to win without doing that?
I don't think so. At least in my rank, it seems like the people who are of my rank are being matched with me. They're all knowledgeable about that skip. So no, there's at least every time I've been there are at least 3 or 4 out of the 20 final racers who all do that path.
Right.
And it's something that if you've been playing the Teleview games, or if you had them in you're playing the ROMs of them or something, there's like runners who are like, I'm playing against like some of the best players in the world, and they're all like very good at those tracks already. It's kind of frustrating, but I placed 16th overall in the Ace League, so that's the highest I've done there.
Nice.
And I was struggling on that just a week ago. So I think as I keep playing through them, I'm getting better at them. Like, I'm getting better at Sand Ocean 1 and Sand Ocean 2. Big Blue 2 is still really tough, but I really do like it. And then, Mute City 4, that's an awesome track. And I am getting a lot better at it. I think I placed, I finished that like 3rd or 4th overall in the last week. I got my ranking for the week. I was, where was I? I think it was like 4,647 on Earth in the last week. Not terrible.
Yeah.
It also gives you like rankings for like where you stand in the car you use, right? And you've been pretty high up there on the Samurai Goro, or like
like individual races. Yeah, I tend to be in the top 3 of my vehicle for sure.
Yeah.
They did announce a weekend event. It's going to be called Lucky Weekend. So instead of Lucky Ranks resetting every 24 hours, it will reset every 4 hours. So if you've missed out on unlocking some of these anniversary things, this is the weekend to jump in and be able to do that. Because Lucky Ranks are how you unlock these different emotes and things. But yeah. Nice. And then, I hit 99 overall. So I'm ranked 99 right now. That's kind of neat. That's where I got that 99 number for my badge.
Got it. Wow.
But yeah. I had a lot of really good races this week, though. I feel like I'm racing really well. I'm getting a lot of KOs, which are, especially in the Grand Prix, KOs are huge because they increase your boost meter for the duration of the Grand Prix, not just for that race. I've been tactical about my KOs. And I think the Ace League it's like any other thing. It's very challenging at first, but then as I teach myself the turns, I get better and better at it. So it's been really fun. I did unlock the it's not the Fire Stingray, it's the Fire Scorpion decal, so I can make my vehicle look like the Teleview vehicle, but I don't want to do that. And a couple other skins were unlocked. All the emotes were unlocked. Some backgrounds were unlocked. I'd say it was a really good anniversary event, and I'll keep playing it this week. But when I know it's a limited time thing and that there's things for me to unlock, I'm a little more motivated. So I think it was a success in that it got people back into the game in a big way. Still enjoying it, still playing it. I love spamming the different emotes, and all the modes are still pretty good. I have kind of taken a break from playing team mode because of the concerns I mentioned last week on the show, but there's still plenty of modes to play. I've kind of jumped back into playing F-Zero 99 mode, even though I still only have 1 win in it. Good Good game. Still playing it. Favorite video game. And then, yeah, like I said, I have dabbled in some Mario Kart 8. I don't think we're streaming this week, but basically, it's like I play F-Zero 99 until I get frustrated or tired of it, and then I'll throw on Kart and try to play a few tracks so I can figure out what we're going to do on the next stream kind of thing. But I haven't really had much of a chance to do it. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you did forget one game.
Oh, yeah. UFO Shitty?
No. Read it again.
Oh, Shifty. Sorry. In my old age, I must need glasses. I was like,
Quite
what a strange name. What a strange name for a game. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're going to play a game here.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and play UFO Shifty. Thank you for tuning in to UFO Shifty. Today, I bring you both a game where I will present you with titles of games that either do exist or do not exist in the recent release of UFO 50. So I will name a game, and you will determine if you believe that that game is real and inside of UFO 50 or it is not. You will wager between 1 and 10 points. You must wager, and therefore you must reply, or you must respond. And you will also direct message your response to me because of TJ's fast internet causing an imbalance in the force.
And you can have a negative score.
At the end of this, you could potentially have a negative score. That's right. So
interesting.
I did check beforehand, and it turns out that neither of you have much, if any, experience with UFO 50. So we're going in pretty cold here.
I bought it. I just haven't had a chance to play it.
And TJ, I understand you watched some minor footage of it.
Yeah. I've seen a couple games from it that interested me.
So it's not perfectly balanced, but we're going to do our best, and you guys are gonna try and decode my little cryptic jigsaw game here. You all ready?
Ready.
Sure.
Okay. Don't remember you have to DM me your response along with a wager between 1 and 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
That is how we do it. Here we go. Let's see how fast we can do this too. Number 1, Barbuda. Barbuda.
It's just yes or no, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Answers are in. Asif says, yes, real, wagering 10 points. TJ wagers 2 points and says, yes, real. Correct answer is real. Asif with 10 to TJ's 2. Oh boy, here we go. Next
Gain
up.
the lead.
Next up, Feetplosion. 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 Okay, answers are in. Both contestants vote no, which is correct. Not a real UFO 50 game. Asif wagers 5. TJ wagers 4. Well done. Well done.
Nice.
Next up, Ninpek. Ninpek.
Ninpek?
Ninpek. Answers are in. You both have answered incorrectly. Ninpek is real.
Okay.
And you both wagered the same 1 point. So that's a stalemate right there. Next up.
Yeah, that's just not very confident.
Well, I mean, that's a weird word.
Yeah. It seemed like something Joe could have made up.
Yes, certainly. It had the aroma of Joe Stink. Next up is Paint Chase. Paint Chase. Paint Chase. Paint Chase. Answers are in. Both contestants voted correctly that yes, it is real. It is indeed real. Asif wagers 10 points to TJ's 2. TJ, you're going to have to start risking big to catch up with Asif.
I know. I'm playing a little conservative here.
I mean, it's smart because if you're not, I mean, neither of us are certain. It just sounded like a game, so I was like, yeah, sure.
Next up, Mysterious Forest. Mysterious Forest. Answers are in. TJ is correct, wagering 4 points, while Asif is incorrect with -2. Mysterious Forest is not a game in UFO 50. Well done, TJ.
Nice.
Next up, we have Mortal. Mortal. Mortol. Mortal. Answers are in. The correct answer is yes, Mortal is a UFO 50 game. Asif wagers 1 to TJ 6. TJ, you're coming back. Well done.
Damn. Well done.
Next up, Velgris. Velgris. Velgris.
I really need to play that collection. It looks fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to play it. I just haven't had a chance to get around to it yet.
Same here.
Have you been
Maybe
playing
this will
it, Joe?
inspire us. I have not. This is of interest, though. I'd like to.
It seems like a good Steam Deck game.
It does. Yeah. Answers are in. Both contestants are incorrect. Velgris is real.
Okay.
TJ replies, Vel fake for one. Very, very good. Very amusing. He's amusing me privately, which I appreciate.
Only 1 point?
Only 1 point. Asif, you wagered 5 points. So the imbalance is balancing as we speak.
That's
Next up, Hyper Tactics. Hyper Tactics. Hyper Tactics, real or fake? TJ is typing. Answers are in. With a wager of 10 points, Asif is incorrect. Hyper Tactics is fake.
Oh, no.
TJ also incorrect, but only wagering 2 points.
Uh-oh. Comeback starts now.
The imbalance is here, in fact, but it has gone the other direction.
Oh, no.
Death
Let's continue.
by 1,000 cuts.
I'm blowing it.
There's nothing to blow. This is all nonsense. I'm just saying words.
It really is, but I'm still blowing it. I'm the Leroy Bickerstaff of this game.
Next up, A Tactics. A Tactics. A Tactics. Answers are in. A Tactics is a real game in UFO 50. Well done to both contestants. Asif wagering 10 to TJ 6. Wow. Woo-hoo. Neck and neck. Next up, Coaxial. 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 Contestants are typing. Contestants are in. TJ wagers 2. Asif wagers 10. TJ is correct. Coaxial is fake. Not a game in UFO 50.
Damn.
And with that,
Boom.
The imbalance grows. Next up, Kick Club. Kick Club. Is Kick Club in UFO 50? You tell me. Answers are in. Wagering 10 is Asif to TJ's 4. And Asif gets the points. Kick Club is, in fact, a UFO 50 title. Not one I made up. Well done. Next up, Avianos. Or possibly Avianos. That sounds right. Avianos. Avianos.
The fact that he's trying to pronounce it right.
Am I toying with you?
Probably.
Asif is in. TJ is in. Both are correct, wagering 10 points. That's right. Avianos is, in fact, in UFO 50. Well done. Here we go. Next up, Moon Lizard. Moon Lizard. Moon Lizard. Moon Lizard. Well done to both contestants. That's right. Moon Lizard is fake. There is a title in UFO 50 named Moon Cat, but Moon Lizard is fake. You each got it right. Asif wagering 2 to TJ's 4 points. Well done. Next up, Bushido Blade. I'm sorry. Bushido Ball. Bushido Ball.
I'm like, that's a real game.
Freudian. Sorry. Well, these are all real games, of course. Bushido Ball. UFO Studios was a real dev, as I understand it, in the 80s.
Bushido Ball?
Bushido Ball. Well done to both contestants. Bushido Ball is real. Asif wagering 10 to TJ's 4. Wow. We are neck and neck, folks. I won't give any more clues than that, but we are neck and neck.
Nice.
Let's keep going. Dance Panda. Dance Panda. Is Dance Panda a game in UFO 50? Only the contestants can tell us. TJ is in. Asif is in. And Asif is right. Wagering 1 point. Dance Panda is not real. TJ loses 2 points.
Wow.
Next up.
Yeah, that sounded like Joe made it up.
Well, Dance
I would
Panda.
play Dance Panda, though. Like, if it was a game, I would play it.
You're kind of in luck because Dance Panda is a riff on the real title, Block Koala, which is real and found in UFO 50.
Nice.
Of course.
Next up, Camouflage. 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 Asif is in. TJ, which I keep accidentally almost calling Johnny, is in.
Yep.
Asif wagering 10 points to TJ's 4. The correct answer is Camouflage is real. Points to Asif, -4 to TJ.
That's a swing.
The discrepancy grows. That's is widening. There's a gap now.
Uh-oh.
There's a gap, folks. Next up, Stingray County. Stingray County. Stingray County. TJ is typing. Contestants are in. Both are correct. That's right. Stingray County is fake. Asif wagering 2 to TJ's 10. Well done, TJ.
Oh.
Closing the gap. Next up, Golf Aria. Golf Aria. Golf.
Are you saying golf aria or golf?
Golf, as in the sport of golf aria.
Okay.
Golf Aria. Asif is in. TJ is in. And even told me where Golf Aria can be viewed on television.
What?
That's right. Real Golf Aria wagered at 10 points, viewable on ESPN4 according to TJ. I'll have to look into that. That is correct. Golf Aria is real. Asif wagering 5 to TJ's 10. Both contestants correct. Well done. The next clue is Sharp Tank. Sharp Tank. Sharp Tank. Both contestants correct. They did not see past my little lie. Sharp Tank is fake. Asif wagers 5 to TJ's 4. Next up, Porgy. 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 Porgy?
Is that Porgy?
That is correct.
Okay.
Both contestants correct. That's right. Porgy is real. 10 points to TJ's 6. Well done, Asif.
Nice.
Well done. It is still anyone's game.
Of course it is.
Next up, Chocolate Talk. Chocolate Talk. TJ is typing. Contestants are in. And contestants are fooled. Chocolate Talk is fake. Asif wagering to 6. Wagering 6 to TJ's 4. Well done to me. Next up.
That did sound fake.
Chocolate Talk is a great game that needs to be developed, is what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Next up, Hot Foot. Hot Foot. Hot Foot. TJ is typing. Asif is typing. Edging out Asif by 1 is TJ with 6 points to Asif's 5. That's right. Hot Foot is real. Well done to both contestants, but especially TJ.
1 point, especially.
Yes, that's right. Next up, Onion Delivery. Onion Delivery. Onion Delivery. Both contestants wrong. That's right. Onion Delivery is in fact included in UFO 50.
Oh,
Of course
no.
it is.
However, Asif wasn't sure, and TJ was, wagering 10 points. Well done, Asif. Ouch.
I only wagered
That hurts.
1.
That stings. That one stings. Next up, Danger Heist. Danger Heist. Danger Heist. Well done, TJ, who detected my deceit. Danger Heist is fake. TJ wagers 8 points to Asif's 2, so minus 2 to Asif. I apologize for your bad fortune on that round, Asif. Next up.
Damn.
Next up is Mortal 2, the Confederacy of Nilpis. Mortal 2, the Confederacy of Nilpis.
That's a lot. That's a lot to pick apart.
Indeed. Asif is in. TJ is typing. The anticipation grows. A devastating blow by Asif. Well done. 10 points wagered for the correct answer that Mortal 2, the Confederacy of Nilpis, is indeed included in UFO 50. Unfortunately, TJ wagers 4 points and thinks that it was fake. Wow. A 14-point swing in one round.
Yep.
You only see this in UFO Shifty. The NBA can't deliver this. The MLB cannot deliver this. Certainly the NFL has. Yeah.
WNBA can't even deal with this.
Even after Sab's unbelievable logo shot last night at the buzzer.
That was awesome. It wasn't at the buzzer. She had 1 second left, but
There was 1 second left.
Amazing shot.
Wow.
She's awesome.
Incredible. Next up, Star Wasper. Star Wasper. The contestants have spoken their mind, and they have given me a 12-point swing.
Oh, no.
But who does it favor? Star Wasper is indeed included in UFO 50.
Damn it.
TJ, well done. 10 points wagered to TJ. And Asif, I'm afraid you're going to have to lose 2 points on that round. Wow.
Yeah.
Next up.
It happens.
Next up, we have Valbrace. 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 Answers are in. Asif comes back swinging with a 10-point correct answer. Valbrace is indeed real. TJ also in the green there, but only at 6 to Asif's 10. Well done to both of you. Next up, Elphazar's hat. Elphazar's hat.
Wasn't
Answers
very
are
confident. Wasn't very confident, but
wagering 3 points. Asif says, yes, Elphazar's hat is real. Wagering 4 points. TJ says, no, Elphazar's hat is not real. Elphazar's hat is indeed included in UFO 50. Congratulations to Asif.
I'm like, Joe didn't make up that. Alphazar. Like, Joe's not making that up.
Interesting commentary. Don't
the only
tempt
way.
me.
That's the only, like, if we don't know these games, which neither of us really do, that's the only. It's just like, could Joe have thought of that? That's really, that's what the question.
Of course, I could have.
I don't trust in your imagination, Joe.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I know, like, I've been playing these games for 30 some episodes. I kind of have a vibe on it, what Joe would do.
Which I can't say anything because I truly.
Or so you think. Next up, Super Dominator. Super Dominator. Both contestants are typing. Both contestants are right. That is indeed fake. TJ wagers 6 to Asif's 3. Well done, TJ. Next up, Rock On Island. Rock On Island. Rock On Island. Asif wagering 5 points to TJ's 2. It is indeed real. Well done to Asif. A 7-point swing.
Wait,
TJ
didn't.
I thought it was fake.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
We're gonna do a few more.
Of course.
I have 50 rows here. And we've done about half. So I'm gonna do just a few more. It is indeed anyone's game.
Oh God.
All right, I should plant my flag. Let's do 5 more. Here we go. Lords of Disconia. Lords of Disconia. TJ is typing. TJ has answered, but yet he is still typing. And now I'm just intrigued. Okay. Answers are in. Wagering 2 points is Asif. TJ wagering 8 points. Lords of Disconia is indeed real. A 10-point swing. Wow.
TJ said yeah. I said no.
That's right.
Yay and nay.
Wow. Who's going to eke this out? 4 rounds remain. Next up, Micro and Mac. Micro and Mac. Micro and Mac. Asif is in. TJ is typing. An unbelievable 16-point swing.
Dang.
Wagering 10 points is Asif to TJ's 6. TJ answers correctly. Micro and Mac is a fake.
Oh my God.
Made-up game. Wow. 3 rounds.
I'm blowing it.
3 rounds remain. We are all tied up, folks.
Really?
3 rounds remain, and our contestants have identical point values.
Oh God. Oh God.
Here we go. Campanella 3.
Wait.
Campanella 3.
3?
Campanella 3, the number 3. Campanella 3. Answers are in. TJ writes, 3 Campanellas in this economy? Real for 6. Asif says, real for 1. It is indeed real. And folks, a 5-point swing for TJ. Well done. 2 rounds remain. Anyone's game. Here we go. Next up, Cyber Owls. Cyber Owls. Answers are in. Wagering 10 points is Asif. TJ wagering 2 points. Both contestants are incorrect. Cyber Owls is included in UFO 50. The final round. Mathematically anyone's game.
Okay.
Mathematically anyone's game. The final question is Punch Demon. Punch Demon. Answers are in. Asif says, no, Punch Demon is not a real game, and wagers 10 points. TJ also wagers 10 points, but says Punch Demons is real. Folks, inexplicably, this final round determined the winner, and we are about to crown Asif Khan champion.
Oh my God.
With the correct answer.
Jeez.
A 20-point swing. Wow.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I finally beat TJ.
Fences, and then Asif swung for a home run, and I swung for somebody's window.
Dude.
Wow.
Those last 5 questions, man. That was crazy. Back and forth. I thought I blew it. I thought it was over.
Asif, before that round started, you were down by 13 points.
Wow.
And 1 up by 7. That's right. 87 points for Asif to TJ's 80 points.
Wow.
It can happen to you.
Wow. Congratulations. Well done.
Well done by you. You made up some very compelling possible mini-game titles.
Yeah.
Why, thank you. Well, that's it. That does it for UFO Shifty. Probably the only time we'll play that.
Yeah.
But thank you for playing.
A very time-specific game.
Yeah. It was definitely not UFO shitty.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, we'll be right back with story time, so stay tuned. Welcome to Story Time. Let's dive into the latest stories from the past week. We literally walked right out of this event I wouldn't say figuratively walked out of this event straight into this podcast recording session. But yeah, Joe's calling this section of Storytime X Booza, because there was a Xbox Palooza, so X Booza, and that's also trademarked. So don't try to make an NFT out of it or anything.
Don't even try. I already have the NFT, actually.
Yeah. Congratulations. I'm sure it's worth more than those monkey pictures from 2021.
Just barely.
So yeah, there was an Xbox partner showcase live stream. They announced some stuff, right? Right, TJ? They announced some stuff?
Yeah, there were quite a few games in there.
So we got a look at Alan Wake 2, the Lake House DLC. Looks pretty neat. We got an announcement of a Bloober Team game called Chronos: The New Dawn, which looked kind of neat. It wasn't a gameplay trailer, it was just a cinematic. There's like this lady playing chess with a guy who looks like an astronaut, or maybe he's from BioShock or something.
He looked like a BioShock guy, I thought. Yeah.
We agreed when we were like in Discord checking it out. Like, this had a very what was that game from PlayStation a while back?
Concord?
Not Concord. Oh. No, it was one of the better ones.
I just wanted to mention Concord.
Returnal?
Returnal.
Yes.
That dude had a very Returnal vibe.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. That game had some Returnal vibes for sure. But like I said, it was a cinematic, so we don't know what we're going to get yet. But, you know, good on Bloober Team. They seem to have gotten their swagger back with this Silent Hill 2 remake and now this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another game that was announced is called Blind Fire. Apparently the gimmick here is that it's like you're playing an FPS game in the dark. So like contrast the light and dark is going to be a theme in that game. It's out in early access now. We got another look at Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which still looks ridiculous as hell.
I have some thoughts on that.
Sure.
Briefly, I had the thought while I was watching that trailer that I don't actually know if I'm into this, because what I like best about Yakuza is the juxtaposition of a like melodramatic, kind of soapy, but very self-serious plot against I don't know, running into like a mafia boss in a diaper out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And so this feels like it's hard for me to imagine the plot and the story not being really silly. And then maybe therefore I would have trouble caring about it.
I think that's a very astute observation. I don't think it's going to be a deep story. And like coming off of Infinite Wealth and the other Like a Dragon games, yeah. I think this is definitely a spin-off, right? And Goro Majima is already like the cartoony character in the series, so I expect this to be more funny and slapstick than their traditional games. But who knows? Maybe their more deep characters show up. It's hard to say.
Hey, prove me wrong.
Yeah, right. But it looks fun. Does
look fun.
I think that's the part of the Yakuza series that I really appreciate. Is just like the goofy stuff that you get to do. That I can't remember which one it was. It might have just been Ishin or Like a Dragon, but the shareholder meeting mini game was really funny.
That was Like a Dragon, 7. Yep. So fun.
Yeah, like that. I love when they do stuff like that, or even in, I think, Infinite Wealth, they had like an Animal Crossing kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like when they do stuff like that. So if this game is just a series of those kinds of things, it could be fun. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think you bring up a good point there. It may lack the depth of some of their other games. Infinite Wealth was like kind of a serious story. Yeah. Oh yeah. So we got to look at Mouse PI for Hire. This is it looks like Steamboat Willie universe FPS. It's like an old timey cartoon art style to it, but it's a first person shooter.
This one was really fun looking. Like as we were watching it played, like it must be a little bit that they've gotten so far into this type, but I was certain that it was like a New Blood interactive game when we were watching it for a sec. But either way, it looked pretty fun. Like the animation looked really good. The shooting, very, very fast paced. Very, I don't know. Does Shack Together embrace the term boomer shooter, or does it decry that?
You don't care either way. It's fine.
You can say anything you want.
Yeah, it's a free country. Very
boomer shooter vibes, but in a very well animated setting. I thought it looked great.
Yeah. when it comes to games like this, I reserve judgment until I get to play them. But yeah, everything I've seen from it looks kind of neat. I'll play it. Yeah, I'm in for these like first person, single player first person experiences that aren't super long. So I'm hoping it's one of those. We got to look at Subnautica 2, which looks pretty sweet. Did you guys like the first Subnautica?
Claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Too much for me. I can't do it. You know I have that problem.
Yeah, it's scary.
It is, but it's also
scary.
like gorgeous
And peaceful at times. Yeah. Like if you get used to the loop, like where you explore the open world and then you go back to your little box. Yeah, it is. I don't know. I liked the first one. I liked their Sub-Zero DLC that they did for it, and now 2 looks good.
This one looks expensive. This one looks like it's got like major budget behind it.
Yeah, for sure. We got a donkey narrated trailer for Animal Well, which is releasing on Xbox. I think it's out now.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, I know you love Animal Well.
I love it.
It's now on Xbox.
It's great.
We got a trailer for Eden's Zero. I still don't know what that was. And Eternal Strands. Is that a Strand game, TJ?
Eternal Strands? I mean, it's in the name, but I don't...
Can be a stacked year for Strand games. I'm just going through these kind of quickly. Mistfall Hunter was shown. It looked kind of okay.
Yeah. The combat in that game looked heavy and satisfying.
Mm-hmm. Did you see this trailer for Wheel World, Joe? The it's like a bicycle game, but its art style is all like cell shady as hell. It looks kind of neat.
I did. Yeah, it looked good.
Has some sweet jumps in it.
They had a customization segment where you were swapping out frames of the bike, and I swear there was just a curled up naked man as one of them. It was kind of weird, but it's also got like a cartoony Ollie Ollie World vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Good call.
Yeah. Obviously a different perspective, but yeah, I'm interested. It had some sweet jumps in the trailer, so yeah, I'm intrigued.
We love that. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Phasmophobia is going 1.0 finally, and it's coming to Xbox and PlayStation 5, and it's already out on PC, but you'll be able to get the 1.0 version soon if you're early access. This has been popular for 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, it's a pretty great social game.
Yeah, it's good in VR too.
And if
you want to poop yourself.
One of the few games I know of where you can crossplay between VR and standard platforms.
Mm-hmm. And they did it very well. Yeah, it's asymmetric. It's a fun game. It's fun to watch on stream too. So you could probably, if you're on the fence, you could probably Google that shit and see some gameplay before you make your purchasing decision. I think we even have an Indylicious video for that, right? I think.
I have not played it yet because I was waiting for it to hit version 1.0.
Okay, well, never mind. We will.
I haven't played it on Indylicious. I have played the game. I love the game.
Yeah.
But was waiting for that because I did something similar with Satisfactory as well.
That's right. And then, probably the trailer that stole the whole partner preview showcase show for me was The Legend of Babu, which is a game. I don't know. It looks like an adventure game, but you're riding around on a giant bear-like dog that's very fluffy and cute. So we love Legend of Babu here.
I need to know more about that dog. That was a very cool-looking dog.
Yep. I don't know if this game is just being released because Wukong did so well, but there's a game called Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, that they showed.
What's the developer on that one?
Fuck if I know.
Pulling it up.
It's all very new to me, I guess is what I'm saying.
It's a group called Leansy, and 505 Games is publishing it. It does feel like since Wukong sold over 10 million copies, we're starting to see more kind of, I wouldn't say Souls-like, but kind of like
boss rushes.
Boss rush style action melee.
Yeah, we're seeing more of them. I don't know. Maybe they were already in development too. So it's hard to say that it's because of Wukong, but it certainly seems like we're seeing more games like that. That you could call them Souls-like, but they're more boss rush.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they describe it as a Souls-like action RPG on their Steam.
I thought it looked pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. But it was right after Legend of Babu, so I didn't care.
Sure. Right. Fair.
And then FBC Firebreak that's a multiplayer game from Remedy.
Yeah, multiplayer set in the Control universe, from what I understand.
I think it's just everything's in the Control universe, you guys. It's like everything at Nintendo is in Mario's bedroom. Everything made by Remedy is in the Control universe. And I think we're actually going to get... Aren't they they're bringing some of their IP to like film or TV?
Yes. I think a Control TV series is in the works.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to get a Remedy platform fighter.
Oh, wow.
Remedy Smash.
Right? Like Alan Wake versus the guy from Firebreak.
Firebreak had some big... I want to know if it's an extraction shooter or not, or if it's going to be more... Because, like, it struck me like Killing Floor, and that's what made me want to go, I want to play that right away. But I'm not crazy about extraction shooters.
Yeah. It's being described as a co-op shooter for now. So my hope is it is more like the Deep Rock Galactics of the world than an extraction shooter. But yeah, they look good. Remedy's cooking, so whenever they're making stuff, I'm not gonna be mad about it. And yeah, for those Game Pass people out there, the games that were shown today that are coming to Game Pass are Subnautica 2, Eternal Strands, Wheel World, Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and FBC Firebreak. So if you're a Game Passer, you're going to be able to try those games as part of your subscription.
Maybe, if you're on the right tier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. But, check with your local Xbox official to find out if you
everyone has a rep, right?
I'm pretty sure. You just go to your local Microsoft store, you interrupt the Kinect demo, and you're like, hey, I'm sorry, do you have any brown Zunes in stock? Any Nokia phones?
Those were the days.
You guys want to Skype about it? Or hit me up on LinkedIn. Sorry, I'm trying to think of any other Microsoft acquisitions.
What other boring products are they responsible for?
Hotmail.
That's right.
They killed Hotmail.
Finally?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if it's final or not, but when was the last time you saw a Hotmail email address?
All the time. My idiot friend has one.
Really?
Friend of the show, Vin Genova.
Really? He has a Hotmail account?
Yeah, he's a moron.
So he's logging into Microsoft Outlook with a Hotmail account. That's all it is. But everything's been pushed over to Outlook.
I also log into Outlook with a Hotmail account.
Looking for you guys. Like, honestly, mine, I had a good one. My email at Hotmail used to be pretty good. And then I don't know what happened. The internet.
It's really just laziness too. Like, I don't feel that's where everybody sends their stuff for my personal life. So I don't feel like picking a new spot for them to send all their stuff.
Oh, that was my University of Michigan email, which is just spam now. And
wait, you still have that?
Yeah, they give you your unique name is what they were called, and you can forever forward it to another email. So I did.
Wow.
That. Yeah, it's not great.
Well, TJ, I didn't mean to call you a moron inadvertently.
No, you're fine.
You can keep your email address.
Like I said, I'm not a moron. I'm just lazy.
He's not the moron. Microsoft's the morons, because they're the ones who mismanaged the Hotmail IP. Anyway, but yeah, sorry. It wouldn't be a Microsoft segment without me crapping all over it. Anyway, that was Xbooza.
Wow.
On to News Loza. My God. Just so much stuff here. I'm going to get to the first thing here later.
Okay.
Analogue 3D pre-orders start October 21st. This is a 4K N64 compatible console. It looks awesome. I want this.
Yeah.
I want this. I want to play F-Zero X on it in 4K. I don't know how that works. Like, it says it's a 4K console, but what if I'm playing a 4:3 aspect ratio game from the 90s? What is it doing?
It probably means it just displays the native pixels minus the textures. Those are never going to be native, but the polygons they'll draw at 4K, I would think.
They're
pretty cool.
So basic though. Like the Fire Stingray looks like an iron. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'll do it. I'll buy this thing and I'll play F-Zero on it because I just want to see what it looks like. Metaphor ReFantazio sells 1 million copies on launch day. Not bad.
Not bad.
Silent Hill 2 Remake also sells over 1 million units in its first week. Not bad.
Very good.
Not bad at all.
We got a Hades 2 Olympic update patch that brings Mount Olympus biome to the game. So we're now, we're like half a year into early access for Hades 2, and it's just getting better and better and better.
One line that, like, if I had a second go at that story, I probably would have broken that line into the whole headline, and the major part of it was they added 2,500 new lines of dialogue to the game.
Wow.
That's a lot of new story.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool.
Let's see, what is this? We got a preview. This is a preview in the news section, Joe. That S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl's world is fraught with danger and anomalies, says Ozzy. He had hands-on with it a few weeks ago. And
there's a few previews here. Yeah.
It's been delayed because of the war in Ukraine, right? So it's good to see that game's finally coming out, and it's shaping up to be pretty good. Another game that's this was kind of cool. This Retro Realm arcades, they have an Evil Dead and Halloween. It's Halloween and Ash vs. the Evil Dead inspired. What is it fair to call these, like, games within a game?
Yeah. Retro Realms Arcade, the feel of it is that it's going to act as a hub world for them to, like, add these games to, and the first they went with were Ash vs. Evil Dead and John Carpenter's Halloween. So, like, there's two separate games in the game.
Yeah.
And those two in particular were released as a set because you can buy one of them or you can buy both. And the characters and mechanics are close enough that you can play Ash in the Halloween game and you can play Michael Myers in the Evil Dead game.
That's kind of cool.
And they each have their, like, they actually wrote out, they have actual, like, little bits of story between the levels in the game, and that story changes based on which character you play. This was cool. I thought it reminded me, like, right out of the gate of Splatterhouse, because, like, it's so ridiculously over the top and gushy, and most of the monsters, you swipe them and they just burst apart into bits of gore.
Yeah, and, lots of blood in this game. But it's also like 8-bit, 16-bit style, so it's not super gory. And, like, not like for it being two games within a game, they're not simple or unchallenging games. They're actually they get pretty hard at certain points, and, like, not in a bad way, just kind of fun. They had some pretty hard platforming segments and boss battle segments, and I enjoyed them. I think it's a fun little thing for this Halloween. And it's a cool idea that we're, like, seeing it kind of evolve. I hope they do more, like, sets of games that have, like, different mechanics, as well as, like, doing all sorts. One that I mentioned was, like, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, either an Alien Predator running gunner set up like Contra, or, like, Hannibal Lecter cooking game. Like Cooking Mama, but with Hannibal Lecter? Yes. Yeah, that'd be funny. I'd play that. We're gonna keep moving on. I think this is the third spin-off studio from the Disco Elysium devs. But Summer Eternal has formed, including writers and developers from the Disco Elysium studio Zaum, or ZA/UM. But yeah, the narrator from the Final Cut, writer on Disco Elysium, several writers, concept artist from Studio Zaum, and a graphical designer. So yeah, that studio has fractured into multiple pieces now, and other games are being in development. And I may have missed if it was covered on Shack. I couldn't find it, but it seems like there was some sort of, like, I'm assuming some NDA ended, or some, like, quiet period, some contractual quiet period ended, and then all three studios announced themselves and what they were working on in the past few days. Yes. And it was like, the original setup with Zaum was that it was a bad breakup between some of the lead creators and the group that was basically selling the game. Yeah. I think it was a beef between the developers and the publisher. Yeah. And I think his name is Robert Kurvist, was the main writer on it. He hasn't seemingly ended up anywhere that I can tell out of these groups so far.
But Summer Eternal seems to be like the most promising of the three because they're the first one to actually mention who's working on it, and it looks like a pretty good collection of key people.
Right. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's also like, if you've been to their website and looked at their mission statement, it is very fire and fury. Like, we're pissed about what happened, and we want to keep making stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. Get them.
It's literally a shack that's burning.
Yeah, you're right. Wow.
I'm not sure if that's directed at us, Summer Eternal, but I take offense. And I want early access to your game.
Cool website.
Yeah, I do dig their website, but that is scary looking. I don't like the I don't like that narrative of setting the shack on fire.
No.
But I wish them all the luck in the world because that was a cool game that they made, and it sucks that it's kind of been tainted with how they've been treated and all sorts of things. So yeah, we already talked about that was Newsluza. We're on to Prevuza, which we already talked about the stalker thing. Who tried out Life is Strange? Donovan did. We've talked about this double exposure game before, right?
Yeah.
Max Caulfield is back. New powers. I think they're ready. They anyone who's been playing the Life is Strange games, they don't want me to say a word about the story. So like,
didn't Deck 9 just lay off a bunch of people? We could talk about that.
It's a day ending in Y, so probably in the video game industry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Deck 9 layoff.
Oh, that was in February. Sorry.
That's ancient news, man.
Yeah,
There's been so many layoffs since then.
This is my bad.
That's way too long ago for us to remember, man.
To be fair, it feels like everybody has laid off somebody at least once this year in the games industry.
Yep.
Oh, sure. No, for some reason I thought it was like this week, so my bad.
No, I don't think so. This week they're just talking about their game. And then yeah, TJ played Phantom Blade Zero. I think it was like your game of show at TGS.
Yes. I talked about it a little bit during when I was on for the TGS episode of Shack Together, but that game, like it fits that theme of like the boss rush action style, but like the combat in it was very Sekiro to me. It had a lot of timing and patience where you just don't want to run around swinging your weapon because then you'll get smashed by like a heavy attack or an unblockable.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that one was super fun. We're still working through the mountain of TGS content that we pulled from that show.
Nice.
But that was probably one of my favorite things I played during it.
Cool. Yeah, it looks really nice, and yeah, I think a Sekiro-like game is great. So yeah, this is a new segment here in the Storytime universe. Storytime Best Headline Award 2024, trademarked by Joe.
Yep.
Goes to Lauren Chandler's Amber Isle review. The subheading being, "Can you run a dino store? You bet Jurass you can."
Wow.
Like Jurassic, but Jurassic you can.
A+.
That's a solid pun. Yeah. Lauren coming out the gate with 3 very solid reviews for Shack News, our Cozy Games correspondent. Amber Isle looks really freaking cute, man. I don't know if you watched any of her gameplay, but like, if you just want like a merchant sim, but like kind of with Animal Crossing vibes, this is your game. It continues that trend of people releasing games that are just, what if we made Animal Crossing with stuff to do? So this is one of those. It looks really cool. Lauren also, yeah, you have it in Revuza. Anyway, so yeah, on to Revuza. Oh, sorry.
Before Revuza, Don't Nod faces layoffs. They are a Life is Strange developer, not the developer of the new one. So that's what I was confused about.
Got it. Like I said, I didn't doubt you because it's the video game industry in 2024. But yeah,
Revuza.
Amber Isle got a 7 out of 10. So on to the next thing. So yeah, Revuza. We got Revuza. Unknown 9 Awakening got reviewed today, I think, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Timo over there did not get a great score. Not that surprising. The preview coverage we've had has been kind of underwhelming for it. Some of the positives are combat has its moments, fantastic art direction, great performance by Anya Cholatra. Cons, performance issues, that's not good. A story that consists mostly of lore dumps, that's boring. Unengaging exploration and slow progression holds back a great combat system. So it does seem like there's some good here, but yeah, got a 6 out of 10 from Timo. Not great. Yeah. And then, yeah, Donovan didn't review Shattered Space. I don't think we give scores to expansions or DLC. But, yeah, Donovan was underwhelmed by Starfield Shattered Space. And he actually liked Starfield, so not great.
That tracks with the most other impressions I've seen.
Have you, heard, outside of, the press talking about, hands-on impressions or reviewing it or whatever, have you seen a commercial for it or anything?
I haven't heard a single friend of mine mention it. Yeah, it's nowhere.
Dead game. Which sucks because, I'm sure they worked hard on that stuff.
Yeah.
Ozzy reviewed Super Mario Party Jamboree. This game looks awesome and ridiculous. Just everything that we're seeing in it looks great.
What sets it apart?
It's not that it's set apart more than it is taking from the past all the things that people loved from the past and bringing it back in its own kind of way. Ozzy mentioned livelier, more engaging game boards. There's this concept of Jamboree buddies now, so you have your character and a character next to you, and it can unlock different things. So I saw one of the gameplay videos we had, I think it was Wario was walking around with Luigi, but it also penalizes you, in a scenario where you could lose 1 star, you could lose 2 stars because you have your buddy with you now. So it's a double-edged sword kind of situation with Jamboree buddies.
Yeah.
The game modes have more hits than misses. Online play is actually available for most game modes. There's an option to disable motion controls. That's really huge.
Yep.
Pro rules also exist to at least keep your to try to keep your Mario Party games fair, but it's Mario Party. It's not fair. We posted a video of Bowser just brutalizing Ozzy. If you haven't seen it, it's on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. But yeah, the Bowser phone is back, Joe. If you know it from past games, but
I don't.
It's back. You can call a hit on another player on the board. I think it might be random, but yeah, hilarity ensues. Some of the cons, it can take hours to see everything on a single board. Party Planner Trek isn't very fun. Bowser Kaboom squad kind of fizzles out over time, and there's no 20-player lobbies for Koopathon or Koopathlon. But yeah, 85 on Open Critic. It's got an 8 out of 10 here at Shack News. Ozzy liked it. It's just, it's still a Mario Party game.
It sounds as devious as ever when it comes to the ways that you can screw other people over, which is perfect for Mario Party. That's what I go to Mario Party for, is to make my friends hate me.
Yeah, this is going to be great at that. So yeah, Nintendo with another solid release, heading into the 8th fall of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Wow.
Laren Bell reviewed a game for us from Devolver Digital called Neva, Neva, right?
I think so.
Its art style is gorgeous. It's like a side-scrolling action platformer with a doggy or a wolf or something.
From the makers of Grease.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. That game was stylized as all hell too. So yeah, lots of very positive things. Laren had to say, gave it a 9 out of 10. Number 1 pro, you can pet the wolf. That's important in video games. Gorgeous art style, mentioned that already. Great background music, simple controls, a heartfelt narrative, replayable chapters, can be completed in 1 or 2 sessions. So it's not a very big game. I don't think Grease was really either. Some of the cons, Laren wanted more time with the adult Neva, and there's also just not much replayability. But yeah, these are this studio makes good, it feels good to play their games. I don't know how else to describe it. They create good places that you want to be in, and they tell cool stories inside of them. So 9 out of 10, very good score here at Shack News.
Yeah, nice.
And Lucas White reviewed UFO 50, which I'm sure inspired Joe with today's game, UFO Shifty.
That's right.
It's 50 games, and they're all over the place. And it's a wacky, cool ensemble of games with retro vibes dripping all over the place. Got an 8 out of 10. Some of the cons, Lucas pointed out that like having no rewind or unlimited continues feels like a mistake. Some games are really great. Others are more of a concept than they are a game. So, it's a mixed bag. Not everything's great. It kind of is feels like a more in-depth WarioWare. It's kind of how I look at it. But I need to jump into it and play it for myself. But yeah, Lucas gave it a 8.
8 out of 10.
Yeah. This game though, I need to make time for this. Have you seen this Europa review? Any of this gameplay?
Yeah.
I'm just interested. Open world game with this art style, and the kid has a jetpack. I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Team looks gorgeous too.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the swimming gameplay that we posted, but yeah, Europa looks cool as hell. And it got a 7. Yeah. Larian was like chill, easygoing gameplay, good pacing, and narrative exploration, beautiful environments. There's no chapter select, so that was a negative. The puzzles can be a little bit too easy. That's another negative. And getting knocked out of the sky can get annoying. I did notice that in some of the gameplay we saw, but it just looks fun. It looks fun and different. I feel like it's going to go under a lot of people's radars, but I don't know. I want to give it a shot.
Yeah.
My God, more reviews. Lucas reviewed Killing Time Resurrected, the latest joint from Night Dive. Night Dive out there just remaking all the things. This game is, I don't know, man. If you're afraid of clowns, don't play this game. But if you want to dual wield pistols while you shoot clowns, you should play this game.
You want to get your revenge on the clowns you're afraid of.
Yeah, this is your moment to shine. Got a 7 out of 10. Lucas said it's bizarre in ways that make it for a compelling, if unconventional dive into history. The vault content is great. Cons, definitely feels like a Doom derivative at best and a little fumbly, low budget one at worst. That was the 90s, man. There were so many Doom clones, and it became like, what was the setting? What are the enemies? What are the weapons that determined if a Doom clone was good or bad, And then big maze-like areas are often painful to navigate. Yeah, that goes part and parcel with being like Doom.
Right.
Some of those games just required backtracking and were annoying as shit. But yeah. One more review. Man, what a reviewza it was.
Yes.
In the last week. Will Borger. TJ, is it Borger, Borger, or Burger?
I would assume it's Borger.
I just want to ask that every episode because I think it's funny. If his name was Will Burger, I think it would be kind of funny.
Maybe he should change it if it's not.
The Axis Unseen is a first-person game made by one dev, Nate Pile, right? Pile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he created his own studio called Perky Games. He is a former Bethesda dev. He's worked on Skyrim and Fallout 4, Fallout 76. He's made a lot of environments in different games.
He is, as far as I remember, personally responsible for a lot of the design of Diamond City in Fallout 4.
Yes. And also a lot of the lighting in a lot of cities and different games. So no, he's really good at making environments, and this game it's a heavy metal horror survival action game.
Wow.
And he did a lot of stuff, like it's got a minimal HUD, so like if you want to know how many arrows you have to like look at your quiver kind of thing. So he took some inspiration from VR design for some of the UI elements, and I think it just makes the game kind of stick out, because like when you play so many first person games these days, every corner has some sort of HUD, right? So it's cool to just be in the world here. I need to play this game, but everything I've seen looks cool as hell. Will liked it quite a bit. He gave it an 8 out of 10. said, incredible visual design that fuses heavy metal and horror. I believe Nate's using Unreal Engine 5 and some of the nanite particles and stuff in this. So it does have really impressive visuals, especially when you consider that it's like a one-person team.
Wild.
Combat is tense and engaging, compelling lore and world. Exploring is fun. Some of the cons were that enemy AI is sometimes buggy, things take a while to get going, and there are some graphical and frame rate issues. Nate did post a tweet yesterday saying that the game offers a potato mode, so you can run this on basically any GPU. It just won't look that good, but it does scale. And yeah, this is only on PC. Like I said, small dev team, so they can't really afford to try to port this to other things. And I think he was quoted as saying he thinks it would make a Nintendo Switch melt if he tried to run it on it. But yeah, it looks cool as hell. I'm going to give it a shot, and you should too. And it's a Shack.E.R making a game, so we always love that.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, like, Nate was a very, very, very early adopter of UE5 for indie gaming design.
Yes.
Like, he I think announced that he was moving on to UE5 to make his game a few days after UE5 was announced, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, his work is kind of, I think, it can be seen as, I think, a test bed for other indie developers to look to when it comes to using Unreal Engine 5 in games.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah, that's it. That's the review. My God, that's a lot.
So many stories this week.
Try
again. Try again.
Industruza?
Yes.
Okay, Industruza it is. Real quick, the FTC passed a click to cancel rule for businesses to make subscribing and unsubscribing as easy as possible. So, like, right now it's real easy to give a company your money. It's hard to cancel your subscription. This is the Fair Trade Commission actually trying to do something good for customers, so I'm here for it. And then, yeah, oh man, boy, was that a Thursday night last week, TJ. I don't know if you were here for it, right?
Yes.
The Tesla event. We all got together and we live streamed the Tesla event, which was an hour late. And then Elon Musk dragged out the Cyber Cab, which is the first version of the robo-taxi that we've seen, and the Robo Van, which is a 20-person electric vehicle that they showed off. I don't know, man. There was a bunch of robots there. The robots were being controlled by humans remotely. They were talking to people, but it was just a human talking through a robot. It was filmed at the Warner Brothers sound stage in Hollywood. And I'm like, you know what? That's about as cursed as you can get these days, because Warner Brothers has been trash for basically ever since the Warner Brothers Discovery merger. Elon Musk claims that this cyber cab is going to cost less than $30,000 and that it doesn't have a steering wheel, so it's going to drive you everywhere. They were very light on specs and technology. They didn't explain what was going on. They didn't talk about how much range the thing would have. They didn't talk about battery capacity. They didn't talk about how fast it would charge. It was extremely light on details, and it was heavy on, this is the future. It's just the opposite of what you would see from, I don't know, anyone bring out your bingo cards. It's the opposite of what you see from a Steve Jobs style Apple event, where like Apple has something to show you and it's going to be on sale within that week or month. This is like a bunch of promises from Elon Musk, and who knows if he'll ever actually achieve any of this. Also, like they're talking about a 20-person robo van, and the cyber cab only holds 2 people. In what universe do you want a cab that only holds 2 people? Like
none.
I'm saying, like, it seems dumb. And then but the whole thing was like, but also the Model Y and the Model 3 will also have this technology. So that I think that's like kind of, I guess maybe the Model Y would be a better cab. So I don't know. It used to be easier to look at Tesla and be like, yeah, you know what? This is an optimistic view of the future. But given everything Elon Musk is doing on Twitter and how he's diverting money to political parties, and he's actually banning journalists for posting information, like, I can't look at this in a box. Like, you have to look at this, like, Elon Musk is adversely impacting the Tesla brand. And I don't think this event changed anything.
Yeah. Like, even if they roll out like these things mass and get them to all sorts of major cities, I don't know why I would use one of these taxis over Uber unless it was substantially less costly. It just, I don't know. There's a lot about the design of that car that makes me nervous. For one, we've talked about it like a bunch, like not having any sort of view out of the back is just weird and just, I don't know, unsettling.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. Plus these cars look ugly as hell. The aesthetic of new Tesla is hideous.
The cyber stuff I don't like at all. I think it's uninspired and ugly, and it looks like N64 vehicles that haven't fully loaded or something. I don't know. I bought a $250,000 car from him 7 years ago, and he still hasn't delivered it. So, and the promise of the Tesla Semi never came to fruition. You can go read about how the Pepsi trucks aren't working very well, so that whole division's kind of crapped itself. So why do we think that the Robo-Van won't do that? Also, like, there are potholes in the world. I don't think the Robo-Van could sustain driving in Canton for like a day. So the idea that, like, here's this robo-taxi event, check out this 2-person vehicle that's going to replace Uber, okay, and then here, check out this 20-person vehicle. It's like, we already got buses, motherfucker. It's like this idea that we're going to have an autonomous future without with only using computer vision. I just disagree. I just don't think that's possible. And he didn't say or do anything at this event to change my opinion on that. So that's a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just par for the course. Anyway, I would not recommend people buy a Tesla right now, but I don't think people care what I have to say about that. I think people are like, I don't want to give money to Elon Musk, and I don't blame you. I don't either. So that's it. Oh my God, we did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of news. And it was a long game, but I finally defeated TJ. So yeah, we got some community notes. We've got a few questions and comments from the Shack News community. Wait, I forgot. I left out that first story. We shipped Shackpets version 2.0.0. It adds cuteness wars. We revamped the vote screen. A bunch of quality of life improvements. It's easier to upload images. You can upload selfies now. If you have your pet, you can upload a selfie with your pet. So I just wanted to shout out Shackpets is out there. Go download it on Google Play and Android.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, you can also join our community by heading over to shacknews.com/chatty or emailing us at tj.denzer@shacknews.com, which I think Greg has done in the past.
Yes, I have received feedback for Shack Together in my email.
Yeah. So next time, bring it with you. I asked TJ to be on the show like 10 minutes before we came here. So anyway, next time, bring the feedback.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you, TJ.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. It's always appreciated when you join us here in the Shack News Extended Podcast Universe, or the CPU, as it's called. I think the ticker is still Yep.
That wasn't me. That was the ticker.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, we have a new part of community notes called Haas Mamu Corner with a Q. It's not trademarked though.
I'm working on it. Patent pending.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Salty Cold Open by John and Asif. Enough about latency. Oh boy, well you're gonna hate this episode because we brought it up again. So yeah.
But redemption, I think, a redemptive arc for you, Asif.
I mean, I finally beat TJ.
You finished the story.
I am the Cody Rhodes of episode 36 of Shack Together. Adrenaline was really in my veins. I don't know what to say. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's show. Subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tune in every Friday for more Shack Together. And this will also go up in the evening reading article. And if you made it this far into the podcast, you really like us. So go to your podcast facility and vote for Shack Together. Tell the internet that we're better than Kinda Funny or the Joe Rogan Experience. And when they call you a liar, it'll help us trend more, because any engagement is good engagement on this meta of the current internet, right?
That's right. Yep.
In America, on the internet, it's Shack Together. That's a bumper sticker, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's Shack Together in America on the internet.
That's great.
Yeah. That's it. We did it. Thanks for listening. And that'll do it. We'll see you next week.
See you next time. Thanks again, TJ.
Bye. Yep.
Bye.
Bye. music hits.
Shack-Together is a Shack News production.
Shack-Together is a Shack News production.
Shack-Together is a Shack News production.
Shack News is a multimedia company consisting of a variety of entertainment properties, including ShackNews.com, video game and cutting-edge technology coverage with evergreen video, guide, and long-read content, providing readers and viewers with the latest reviews, previews, interviews, and news. Shack News content is readable and viewable at shacknews.com, Facebook, YouTube at Shack News Interviews, and Shack News VODs, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Shack News Media, Twitch, and more. But that's not all. You can play Bubbletron, our first video game. Combine 3 ideas, hit the market, and get your money hat. Bubbletron is a daily game in the style of Wordle where players can launch a company and see its valuation instantly. Hit that high score and brag to your friends. Visit Bubbletron.com to play. There is no download required, no signups required, but if you are into app downloads, we have the cutest one on the planet. It's called Shackpets, the ultimate battle for cuteness. Swipe your pets to victory on iOS and Android in this Tinder-like app for pets. Shack News is proud to present a variety of micro products, all available for free at shacknews.com. Cortex is a publishing platform available to all of our users. Shouts is a Twitter replacement in a time where Twitter really needs replacing. And Reader, an RSS reader that won't get shut down by Google anytime soon. You can import YouTube, subreddits, all sorts of cool stuff, even podcast feeds. And lastly, all of our products are completely free to use and play, so if you're a fan of what we're doing and want to support the Shack News ecosystem, head over to shacknews.com/Mercury. Mercury offers subscribers access to exclusive Shack News swag like hoodies and VIP access to our long reads in downloadable format. It's a great way to support us. There's different tiers, and you get a lightning bolt next to your name.